welcome to your weekly intuitive read with me, Crystal. First and foremost, I want to give my gratitude to you, the viewer. If you've been called to these pick the image reads that I've been doing weekly, I don't believe it's by mistake. And in order to deliver the message, that means that at some point, at some level, you had to be receptive in exchanging that energy. And energy is intimate. So thank you. Without it, I wouldn't be able to receive the downloads or the messages needed. The intention behind these reads are to better help align you to that of your intuition of higher self. Because when we're in alignment, we are more consciously aware of the different options, viable paths, and opportunities that lay ahead, not only for ourselves, but for all involved. So I do encourage you to sit with the images. This week, a lady. See what calls to you intuitively, not just by first glance. And as always, I have placed the timestamps below. And without any further ado, let's get to you guys' weekly read. To the group that was called to the High Priestess. Now, granted, maybe it's because it's a little bit of bias, but I love the High Priestess. She sees things beyond the veil, right? She has an intuitive knowing, and also recognizes, as this was a part of the premeditative zone, things are not always as they are perceived or what they look like. Furthermore, I don't wonder if you've been trying to dabble in play of maybe the otherworldly worlds, even if it's as basic as imagination to even practicing projectional or astral projection. These are things that are coming to me through my premeditative state. However, so we've laid the cards. And one thing, right, about High Priestess is understanding that there's contrast. It's about balance. And I feel like where you are headed or where you want to be in your images or in your ideals is a matter of finding that equilibrium or coming out of some of the darker times. See, our underlining energy comes with a Page of Swords. Now, if you look at this man, well, he seems kind of hostile, to be honest. He's holding a sword. He's a warrior. He's ready to charge. Now, the swords in general represent communication, clarity, and being analytical. However, when we are in a state of feeling hostile, direct, like this gentleman here, the communication may be broken. If anything, if I read this energy, it's like that of a warrior. It feels like, come at me. I'll take you down. I ain't scared of shit. Bring it. But how much does that serve us? It's a lot of energy. And are you working to defend yourself? Or is it a time to maybe allocate your energy elsewhere? Because one other thing I want to point out about this card, not only is he barefoot, but it's like he is gliding, right? He is literally levitating above, meaning wherever he puts his energy right now, it's swift, it's direct, and it can be fast. He's not letting what's underneath him obstruct him or slow him down, which can be very positive energy if it's utilized right. See, the heart of the spread comes with the Oracle card, Broken Heart, but it comes in reverse. That's a beautiful sign. While it's still here, representing there is still hurt and pain from whatever you've gone through, hence probably maybe leaving you a bit on the defense, you are coming out of it. If you do an internal reflection on whatever has happened within your life, can you feel it? the weight is not nearly as heavy as it was. The stitching is starting to probably seal like that of a wound. But the crossing energy, the challenging confliction of this comes with the Four of Cups. Now, it came on this side, so it tells me it's a strong inclination of the hindering of, for me, when you look at this cup, he sees his 4 cups. They're in the water. There's a crab crawling out. It's a matter of accepting what is. It is what it is. It's happened. And it could lead to a tendency of also thinking about the what ifs. What if it happened this way? What if it played out that way? What if it was a missed opportunity? It's a matter of this or that. But with it coming on this side, I feel like, especially with the broken heart in reverse, I feel like you are, while I think there's some residual of this, looking at past missed opportunity or things not turning out the way you had hoped, I think you're coming to a state of acceptance. And that's predominant. But because there's some residual, I think there's some residual bitterness, right? And that's okay. Like, there's absolutely no judgment, right? Somebody's hurt you, crushed you, broke your heart. Well, yeah, it's human instinct, right? So what's really going on? I feel like you are in a very tender, balanced place between, it's like you're crossing the bridge from one side to the other, and you're nearly to the other side. Yet, you have yet to reach the other side because there is that residual. And sometimes I don't wonder if you get zoned out in the past. You have the Four of Pentacles. And what's very, very interesting about this, guys, if you can see his face, he zooms out. He's almost like a zombie. This king, emperor, whatever he is, he's almost empty. There's no emotion on his face. Recognizing he's got 4 coins, which is another indicator, guys, with the 4 and 4 is stability. That was the second on. It's clarified, though, with the Ace of Swords. Now, what I love about this Ace of Swords, to me, this is so, I mean, the light is out. The dawn is broke. You've got your sword of clarity. Like, his sword's lit up here. It's right here again. Regaining your power. Anything that has plagued you on a cognitive level, the mind that can get misconstrued and the cognitive dissonance and trying to learn how to accept what is versus what it could have been, it's within your fingertips right now, guys. But I think sometimes, like the double-edged sword, wonder if you let your mind keep on wandering down the same path of the heartbreak that I think you've already, and I say this cautiously because sometimes there are things still left in the dust that needs to be relooked at through healing. But if you do need to reflect on the past, do it with the clarity of what you know now. Try to avoid allowing it to become so consuming that you forget you, the heart of your soul, rather than to avoid becoming numb. Because what's happening this week and what's really wrong comes with the devil. It comes out on this side. These are my ViceVersa, the ViceVersa deck, right? With it being on this side, it tells me that you have a clear-cut opportunity to Get out of the devil's clutches. Maybe you're outside of it because we have we face the back of the devil, right? And if you look at the picture, what is significant about this? When I think about where you're at and what Spirit is asking you to do, like whatever you approach, do it with your clarity. The clarity of what you have gained your wisdom and knowledge up to this point. Because see, the devil has the book here and it is ablaze, right? Because knowledge is power. Ignorance, well, it can be our bliss. And the devil loves ignorance. He can play you, teeter you along, take advantage. Furthermore, we have the lotus, one of my favorite flowers. The only way the lotus can bloom is through the depths of hell, through the murky waters, right? This is your opportunity this week. You have an opportunity to help bridge the gap as you are coming out of your broken heart and accepting things for what they are. Opportunity to allocate your energy as necessary with the Ace of Swords, saying that this burning book will be salvaged as you put it out with the Ace of Swords, bringing the clarity, giving you an opportunity to bloom from all the depths of shit that you've been at. And that goes back to the underlining energy. How are you holding your energy right now? Because he's kind of hostile, right? But he's also levitating. He can move swiftly through this week. Is within your grasp. But also, word of cautionnaire, with this energy, he could also, while swords represent communication, he also may be feeling bitter and be quick to reaction and not be able to clearly communicate, as I stumble over all my words right here. We have the Two of Wands. This is about making plans, right? And then this side, I think you have set forth a lot of plans, especially to that of your healing. And I think you're watching the sunrise. It's starting to get brighter. The wounds are starting to heal. You're recognizing the past can't be changed, but it can be accepted. And a new day is upon. So while it's great that you move forward with clarity and be cautious to not get so wrapped up in the past, but also while we think about the future, taking this energy, maybe not a time to necessarily communicate, but taking the advantage of his standpoint where he can move gracefully and elegantly and fast towards what it is that you've already set in motion. You don't have to talk about it. But if there's action required, I think you have the energy to harness and to maneuver and set forth elegantly. And the advice from Spirit comes with the 8 of Cups. And I love this side. Because he may not know necessarily where he's going, but he's beyond this. And this one, with the ViceVersa, she sits, he sits, the child sits and looks at the 8 of Cups, right? All the while missing his shooting star. Or her. I can't tell if it's a boy or girl. Being fixated on this. Do not be fixated on this, guys. You might miss your shooting star. Came out on this side. By being clear, by gaining that clarity, by holding your sword of truth, using it to your advantage, no matter where your energy necessarily may be at right now, is about taking the energy and using it to our best advantage, right? And I think you have the opportunity. You may not see where you're headed, but you are headed. Meaning the things that you have already set forth are starting to, it's like right over there. It's right over the horizon. I think you have a lot a potential this week, if you've been called to the High Priestess, you have an opportunity to help close the bridge, the gap, as you come out of what has hurt you tremendously in the past through your healing. And understanding to use those energies in our favor. Don't let ignorance with the burning book rule. Don't tap out, zoom out, and be careful of your words, but move with grace, elegance, and use that sword to help you get where you're headed. I'm very proud of you, furthermore, because with it coming in this side, when you utilize those energies correctly, you're headed forward to something better, to your 10 of Cups. I pulled a card from Postcards of Spirit for you guys. And your message. Dearest, wonderful you, to help you manifest a life for the highest good, we invite you to examine your deepest desires. Imagine all your desires, no matter what kind, like magic seed pods in a basket, glowing with infinite potential. Look closely at each one. Are you afraid that some may bring you too much attention and invite negative reactions from others? Is change too daunting? Are you afraid to stretch and grow? The challenging factors. Let yourself be led forward and let the seeds of positive intention take the wind. Your desires count and you are worthy of them. They are essential for co-creating your world. Did you ever consider that when a desire comes from deep within you, it might be spirit moving you to create something beautiful to share with others? Some desires are infused with miraculous powers to move the heart and influence the world in ways you can't possibly know. I just heard Dharma. We know you and love you so deeply and are so happy to support you. Celebrate life. Whatever you've gone through, as I hear that, Dharma is essentially our life mission. And for many people, it comes naturally. And a lot of people, it's going through the shit. Like that lotus, right? Like after you've gone through all the shit, then you can reach out and help other people that are in that same state that broke your heart. Whatever circumstance or situation it may be. Whatever has hurt this, as you come out of it, and you are coming out of it, pay attention to the, what do they say? The seeds. Consider that when a desire comes from deep within, it might be spirit moving you to create something wonderful in the world. I have so much love for you guys. If this resonates, please let me know. Comment below. Like, share, subscribe if you guys haven't. As always, I do wish you the best of luck in the following week. I know you'll do great. And as always, namaste. To the group that was called to Lady Justice. In your premeditation, before I laid your spread, I was struggling to get a lot of energy, to be honest, throughout this whole read. What I did pick up on, however, is somebody in a car humming a tune. Amongst it, it feels like there is a light bulb moment, which may be what you're hoping for. I don't think you've actually had this moment. It's a good tell sign of maybe something that you need. Furthermore, when I went to go shuffle and do the spread and try to zoom in even further in on the energy, there is a lot of confusion, not only by the heart of the spread, but in the fact that the kids came out as I went to go do your spread. And amongst that comes a lot of their screaming and hooting and hollering, which makes it hard to focus. And I can't help but think maybe that's where you're at. Our underlying energy comes with the Ace of Pentacles, but it comes in reverse. Now, the more I go into this reading, it feels like to me a potential. Now, normally this could be a lost opportunity, but I don't wonder if you're fearing that there is something here, but that you need to deny turn away. And why would you feel like you need to turn away an offer, an opportunity? Well, it comes with the heart of the spread and that of the confusion. Furthermore, labeled right here on the card, confusion. It's beautiful because above, the light breaks through, right? But you can't really make out much of what is on this card. It's got beautiful colors. There's definitely energy interweaving in between. But it doesn't give you much more than that. And it's kind of what I've been feeling with your whole read. You've been called to Lady Justice. But if I think about this with the potential, is it the outside influences that are hindering your choice of how to proceed with whatever is currently in your life? The crossing energy comes with the Five of Pentacles. Upright is feeling left in the dark, left out in the cold. Reverse is taking yourself out of the cold, taking yourself out of the dark. But either way, if you look at this, you might feel alone in the endeavor. And I think that could be your challenging factor. The hesitancy of feeling unable to satisfy anybody in this decision. I think there's influences around you that are telling you, trying to persuade you from what I think your heart might be yearning for. Relying heavily on outside influences and their opinions and what they think. And because you care, obviously, you don't know how. I think the challenging factor is, how do I make everybody happy with the opportunity that lays in front of you? See, what's really going on comes with two major arcanas. The first is the Hangman. It comes in reverse. Tell me. Maybe you've put a lot of energy towards this opportunity that you feel like you now can't even accept because it may feel like it'll put you in the dark, or it's uncomfortable energy, to say the least. And it's clarified with the Fool. With the Hangman in reverse and the Fool upright, that is conflicting, paradoxical energy right there. It's, do I take the jump? Do I jump into this unknown, what I think my heart is calling and desiring? Or do I need to be selfless and consider all the other possibilities from how other people feel? Because see, when I ask what's going on, like what is really wrong? Like what would be hindering you from accepting an offer? Why would you not want to accept an offer? Why do we have the Fool, which is the aspiration of a brand new beginning, and the Hangman? And what's causing the confusion with the Five of Pentacles? What is this? Comes out with two more cards. It is the Emperor in reverse. Okay, he is our boss, he is our father, he is our general, and when he's in reverse, I'm almost hearing, that's stupid. Like, so if you had a dream or aspiration and it was being presented to you, and if you were to relate it to somebody that you love, his opinion might be, that's stupid. That's nonsense. And it's clarified with the Two of Wands, which is about making plans, the next steps forward. And I think that's what you're trying to do. What is the next step forward? What is the best viable option for me? And I can't help but feel like this energy is weighing a heavy influence on this, on your choice, on trying to make a plan forward. There is an influence around you that I think, in order for this energy to even have influence, you have to care about what they think, right? And I don't think they're very supportive of whatever it is that is within your fingertips, causing you to stall out, to stop, reconsider, versus that, I could just take the jump. I could just do it. And it's clarified as we continue the read with the death, but it comes in reverse. There is so much fear plagued around whatever opportunity is with you right now. It's the fear of a new, it's a fear of the rebirth, of the potential, like maybe this offer is very promising to you and probably is calling to your heart strings, but maybe you don't even feel like you have enough information on it, that you don't feel confident to even go up against such energy. Hence putting you in a place where you're trying to plan for the next possible move. But I feel like this Emperor's energy, and it's a very strong energy, guys, is pretty predominant within this read. It's the hindering factor of you making a clear-cut decision. Let me put it that way, clear-cut decision, whether it's one way or the other. But if somebody is in your realm that you really care about and they are opposed to it, I feel that you're very much taking that into consideration to the possibilities, leading you to the final card of Eight of Cups in reverse. So Eight of Cups is about walking away, right? Eight of Cups is, I'm going to my 10 of Cups. I know there's more out there. Now with it being reverse, it is a significant indication of the fear of, if I walk away, am I going to regret it? Maybe this is stupid. And I'm going to be honest, guys, as I've laid these cards, I can only tell you really, like, this is the energy. There's something, if not now, potentially here coming in the next week, an opportunity. And I think it does get your heartstrings going. I think you want it, but you are really confused. And I don't think you have I feel like you care very much about what other people think, and you don't feel confident enough in it as to what's the right way, what's the right thing. All the while trying to make everybody else happy, including yourself. So what's the piece of advice? What is it? Well, obviously, you've got to, one, recognize who are you living your life for. Now, I don't mean that in a selfish way, because if there's spouses or children or partners, we obviously want to we can take their opinion into accountability, but it's really your life at the end of the day, right? And if you don't have enough information about the possibility of this, I can't help but refer back to the premeditative state before I went into these cards. I think you're going to have an epiphany. So maybe right now, you're best to take a step back and wait for the download to come. Your breakthrough. Now, I did pull a postcard from Spirit, and for you, you are magic. Dearest you, you know everything in the universe is perfect, even in its flaws. And we view the creation of Spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of the unity of existence. But the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have a specific standard for what you consider ideal, and this isn't serving you right now. So forget your idea of perfection and see through our eyes, allowing things to be as they are without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all its flawsomeness. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Let others be who they are too. Imperfect and human. Complex or simple. It doesn't matter, for there is always something to discover, experience, and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you uncover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuable. Loving you like crazy. So definitely I would say, if it's recognizing that nothing's going to ever be 100% perfect, and you're exactly where you need to be, I would let things kind of unfold. Tune into higher self, tune into your spirit guides, feel the energies where it's flowing you, and don't have any expectation of how all this should play out. Try to be flexible. That would be the advice I think we have for Miss Lady Justice this week. As always, best of luck. Don't force. If this reading resonates, let me know. Please share, subscribe, like, and as always, best of luck for this week, and until next week, namaste. To the group that was drawn to the Lady of Underworld. Now, these are general readings, and typically when I do these readings, they are meant for you, the viewer. Now, if other influences come in, they play. And as I was settling into the Underworld, tapping in and asking for guidance, prior to getting ready to go the shuffling, I was given a scene. There's a quarrel, a fight, and if these words resonate, you can be assured that this reading has something in store for you. But I heard big-headed and so stubborn, and I'm recording on a Saturday, so I feel like this was pretty recent. I have laid your cards, and again, this is general, so it can or does not necessarily mean this applies to relationships, but for somebody in general, I can't help but feel like that's where we're headed. Now, take it as it resonates, because it's not everybody is going to be in a relationship situation. Our underlining energy comes with the Queen of Swords, and it comes in reverse. Immediately, whatever you're dealing with, I think it's left you feeling quite bitter, on edge, frustrated, maybe mad at the world, maybe mad at yourself. If I reflect back to the premeditative energies, it is this frustration, hitting your head up against a wall, feeling like nobody hears you. It doesn't matter how you express yourself. It is this, God, do you not hear what the hell I'm saying kind of energy. And I feel like that is represented here in the Queen of Swords in reverse. Wherever you are and whatever you have been presented with, this isn't new. This is something you've been dealing with. And it's been going on for a while, I believe. The heart of the spread comes with Oracle number 17, choice. The solar chakra. Now what's interesting, and this is very telltale, especially when I look at the rest of your cards. If you've been drawn to the Lady of Underworld, I also think that you are in a moment of crossroads and are trying to make a decision. In first glance, we see there is the darkness and there's an area of light. We see two-way directions. Neither of them tell you exactly where you're headed. There's no words, there's just signs this way or that way. We can look at the energy and see that this over here is kind of on the darker. This one has the light, representing hope. Furthermore, if we look further into this card, we don't see her face, but we have her stallion, who I think knows where to go, representing higher self, the intuitive knowing of what is right. Ironically enough, again, I don't know that you can really see it in this card, she's holding on to the reins, but the reins is literally like a thread. Maybe feeling like you have no control of which way to go. Is it a question of what's familiar versus the unknown? And if the unfamiliar has left you feeling quite bitter and has been going on for a while, is that really the road you want to continue on? See, the crossing energies came with 2 cards, meaning these are your conflicting things, the conflicting energies that you are currently dealing with. We have the 10 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. Now, being conflicting, it's holding on to your wish fulfillment, and slow and steady wins the race. On the opposite spectrum, we're looking at a lot of energy putting out there with reaping little results. I cannot help but feel like you've put a lot of energy into whatever it is that you are in, whether this is business, life, with relationships, a significant other. But this is what you've been striving for. However, it feels like this is a conflicting energy, because the question is, how much energy? Because it's been so. The Knight of Pentacles, he's the slowest one, and it's usually beautiful. The one thing I love about the Knight is, while it may take longer than the rest, when he does a job, he does it right. But if you've been putting a lot of effort and energy with little gain, I don't blame you for feeling a little bit bitter. It's a lot of energy expedited out there that reaps no reward. I understand that energy. It's frustrating. It's not. But if it's for your wish fulfillment, I understand why you would hold on and hope. Always use your discernment with these reads, guys. So I asked, what is this really about, though? And why I'm struggling to say, I just feel like these are outside influences, because when it comes to you, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Now, this represents independence. All right, so in this card, Allison, she's done the work. She is in a place of stability. She can handle it. And for me in this reading, I can't help but feel like to get to the 9 of Pentacles, it takes a lot of work. If you think from the Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you finally have gotten to this, and it just is screaming to me, you've done the work. You know internally, I feel, that you are worthy and capable of having happiness, satisfaction. And I think deep down you know you can handle it. And ironically enough, this is coming to me right now, it almost may feel like you are holding it all up on your own. Maybe carrying dead weight behind you. Now that would be more symbolic if it was a 9 of Wands, but that's kind of what's coming to my mind. And in the position it lays in, I think Spirit would like you to know that you have everything it takes to stand on your own 2 feet, to make your decisions, and to know what's right for you. The thing that's really wrong with this comes with the next card, but it comes with the Six of Cups in reverse. Now, Six of Cups is about our relationships. The people that have been a part of our life for a very long time. It can even represent childhood memories. The bonds. And with it being in reverse, it represents that time when we've outgrown old relationships, where they no longer serve us and we no longer serve them. With it coming out in the position of what's really wrong, the question is, are you struggling to walk away from things that are no longer serving you? In hopes maybe that you will have your wish fulfillment. And maybe everybody's on, and I'm here, everybody's on their own path, and you'll be patient because this is what you really want, but it's bringing out her. And if you already know what it is, if you know what the right answer is it just a matter of the choice between what's familiar, or stepping into the unknown? Where you could benefit from understanding more information. It comes with the Three of Pentacles, but it comes in reverse. Another clear indication that there's a struggle of teamwork. There's not cooperation. Going back to the premeditative state of feeling like, God, you're so selfish and you're so pig-headed. Like, can you not hear me? And that feeling like you're banging your head up against a wall. If somebody's not receptive or willing to hear where you're at, or vice versa, there's no room for growth. It does become very stagnant. And it can feel like you're going around in circles. And currently what I'm feeling like is wherever you're, though I feel like you're at the crossroads, if the road that is familiar has left you going in toxic cycles, and I just brought I guess it would be toxic, right? Because it's not growth, leaving you feeling stagnant. And I say this in the most tender, loving way. Why would you choose the path of familiarity if it's not even getting you close to this? Is it false hopes? Is it false promises? Empty words? That seems to take you around in circles. What can you do? I think for Spirit is recognizing that you do have choices. And even if the string here feels like you can't even feel it because it's more like a thread than actual reins, you do have control. Life is not playing out to you, but for you. And at any moment, especially with how much growth I think you have done, you can turn your life around. That doesn't necessarily mean it's easy. And that's even more further clarified with the Two of Swords that comes in reverse. If you look, you are definitely at a crossroads. You got synchronicities going on here. With it coming in reverse, Spirit might be asking you, pick either direction, right? Two of Swords are the hard choices we have to make in our life. It doesn't matter which choice we make because it's going to hurt. And I think Spirit says, I understand that. But with it coming in reverse, can you make the less of the two evil, the less of the two hard choices? The one that will serve you best because you have done the work. Spirit believes in you, knows that you are fully capable of walking a path alone if that's what is necessary. Or, because I can't help it, that is kind of becoming biased because of the download I received. But picking the one that's unfamiliar. You are capable of walking a path that you are unfamiliar with. She's got a raven or a crow right next to her, which to me, when I think about feathers or I think about birds, I can't help but think our spirit guides, our angels are right there. And she seems very close with this one, meaning that I think your spirit guide, your guardian angel, will help maneuver you. Furthermore, your internal guidance already knows where it wants to head. This horse is headed towards the light. If you look at her, though, she's looking over here going, I know this. This is what I'm familiar with, or else it feels sad to leave. So when I think about the Two of Swords in reverse, any choice you make is going to hurt. But rather think short term. Can you think long term? If you can put together your wisdom of what has brought you to this point, what has served you and what doesn't, will you continue or try something new? And that doesn't mean it's easy, especially when it involves leaving people that we love behind. And that's a part of our growth sometimes. Not everybody who is on our path can follow us to our finish line. It's a choice, though. Now, I've pulled a card. I want to say a card. I pulled cards from Postcards of Spirit. However, 2 came out, and I'm encouraged to read both of them for you. And whether maybe you get a message from both of them, or maybe just one of them. The first one. Dearest you, all your prayers are heard and mirrored back to you from the unseen realms. Be grateful, praise things before they manifest, and always ask for the highest good. When you plead and beg, that will bring you only more reasons to plead and beg. Instead, offer your prayers as sacred gifts, as a testament to your faith in a higher power. Open up and let Spirit move through you and comfort you. Add meditation as a way to become empty, so you will be ready to be filled with inspired epiphanies, peace, understanding, and joy. In this moment, your prayers are being answered for the highest good of both you and all life. Sometimes what you pray for is not supposed to happen for you. Oh my goodness. I feel like we have repeats on these guys in the last couple weeks. Sometimes what you pray for is not supposed to happen for you. And your prayers will be answered in surprising ways. At this moment, we are listening intently to your prayers and want you to know that your highest good is our priority. All is well. You shine brightly. The second one. You are loved. Dearest you, do you feel like you need, Dear you, do you feel like you need to do all the work and fix everything for everyone? Or you might have no value. Maybe you think you need to control everything, or else nothing will get done. Be healed, be completed, etc. You may think you need to, I'm feeling this one. You may need to conform. You may think you need to conform to what others expect of you, or choose a course of action to manipulate an outcome. But we don't think that would be a good choice. How about this? Even if it makes you temporarily uncomfortable, do something different. Set that boundary. Delegate responsibility to another. Ask for your needs to be met. And when faced with an impossible situation or sticky, enmeshed relationship, repeat this mantra. I didn't cause it. I can't control it. And it's not my job to cure it. Then carry on. Feels good, doesn't it? The best part is everything just seems to work beautifully and honestly in the end. Love you so, so much. If this read resonates with you, please let me know in the comments below. Please like, share. If you've been called to the Lady of the Underworld, I wish you the best of luck. I have no doubt you're at crossroads. And knowing and feeling are finding that coherence can be a hard place. I do feel like this is kind of a repeat of reads in the past. So let that seed sprout and grow. If this is familiar to you. And as always, I do wish you the best of luck for the following week. And as always, namaste.